Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm gonna be showing you a super cool, fully automated cactus farm. So here's the design for if you want to have 64 plants per layer. So, and this is a version for only 16. It's really simple, you only need water. And it's also made that you need the least amount possible of layers. So here you have just one layer beneath the farm. It's just nothing. And if you want to know how this glitch here works, check out the video I've linked in the description. I'm showing it there how to just walk through those blocks here. Your hitbox becomes smaller than the hitbox of a chicken with that glitch. And you see here the water stream comes here, and here you use pretty much the least amount of ice that it's really working, and then the items get flushed to the top here. And now I'm gonna activate it now. Just gonna spit out some random items here. I need them now. And you see here those items are now flying the whole time there. Some of them landing are there, but it's just because I just placed the dropper there. And now you see the items are all landing up here. And it's also really quite fast because you can see here items are coming now, but they should stop any minute. Some more coming, and now it stopped. So it's also pretty fast for just a collection with just nearly no ice at all. So for building this, you would need a layer of space, and in the middle you would need a hole just somewhere. There is going to be the output, so you could also just flush it to the side. And now I'm just going to build it now in a smaller version, just to show it you. So the distance between the middle and the side is 8 blocks. So you have 8 blocks between here. For that water stream you have 8 blocks, so it's actually 8 blocks. I'm just gonna now build 3 because it would take too long now. And now here, just around a wall. And now what's also very important, at the corners, there's gonna be an extra block here, like that. So I'm gonna now get a sign because the design here is just too small for that. But it should be just a small version to show it. And now you would need to get a water bucket here, and now you can just fill up the corners. And now you would have to fill in, but maybe the corners at the last part, because now the trick is to place here, there, and there water, but not at those edges here where I'm placing quartz blocks. So you could also just place there just some blocks to help you building. And then after you have placed all of the water, you can just then go there and remove those quartz blocks here. And now, is something wrong there? No, it's not. Because you see, if you've done everything correctly, it works. Yeah, that's the reason I built it there for long. Doesn't matter. It should be bigger anyway. So that would be the version for having 64 cacti per layer. That's really cool. And also the smaller version now is just very simple. It's just a layer. Should be 9 by 9 with a hole in the middle to collect the items. Just gonna build now also a 3 by 3 version. But the advantage of this is just much simpler. So just gonna place here some glass panes. And now you would have to place at the corners, you would have to place now some water, and that would go to the middle and collect everything, so it's not complicated at all. And you can also just put a water stream to the front like I did it here. So here would come the cacti that you collect from there. So now for the farm. So it's really simple. You're always building modules of 2 plants. So like this. So you place here a slab or trapdoor at the top block. At the bottom it could also be full blocks. Then you would have to have here one cactus on top of a sand block. and then at one side you place it too high and place at between them a glass pane that will harvest them as soon as they grow. Now you place here another block for placing the slabs on top. It's very important that you use slabs or trapdoors, because then you collect more items. And now here 2 sand blocks with that, so you can really easy stack it. So it's super simple to build this in just very large. It's just so simple. And you see all of the cacti get collected now here. So it's also really efficient. Don't leave it working for too long, otherwise it really lags a lot if your storage is full. And a hint for the survival mode is also, if you build it really high, many items will fly out to the side. And if you are too lazy to build just some walls here around it, because it's just too much effort for you, then you could build the big item collection with one of those small farms inside, so that you would then only have here those 16 in the middle, and the rest you don't have their blocks, so all of the items land on here and get flushed inside. Or for the big version, you just do it the simplest way. You go out by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that you go out by 8 blocks for the entire thing, not for only the 3 lag I'm doing here, but for the entire thing you go out by 8 blocks. And then you can place your water sources. So the water will flush every single cacti from there to the middle. So that's also really nice. It's not the fastest, but it's really cheap. And another thing for survival mode, I've tested it out in my own survival world. So you would have to now, if you want to have it also working in the night. Oh yeah, that's a glitch. I'm holding the torch, but it's a sand block. What happens if I place it? It's a sand block. Okay. It's just one of those weird glitches. You have now a 4x forest gray here, and you place at this side and this side a torch. You just copy it over to the side, so here would be the next torch in here. But also, then you place at the front here 2 torches like this. You could also just place it at the other side, because here's the next row begins, so you could also place it here. So that's the trick, how to make it also working in the night or under the ground. Everything has light so that it can grow. So it's working completely. So that's really simple. Did I just hold the sand block again? But I had the torch equipped? I don't know what. Anyway, it's weird. And now here would be the cacti, so it's super simple. So now I can show you what it would look like with walls in a giant version. So now I'm here at the large version. So you have here just those layers. I've used here glowstone blocks. That would also be an option. But it's 1 block higher. It has to be. So it's not the best version with glowstone. Because then you have to build it much higher. That's the reason why I prefer slabs or trapdoors, because you can make it much more compact. And here I used green stained glass panes. That's the reason why you can't see them that good. But down here is the item collection system. Not the best one, I know. I've built it much longer ago than this. I built just a lot of time before I figured that out. So here's the item collection. Everything gets collected here. And this is just what it would look like in a big version with the walls. It's just super much effort building this entire thing here. It just takes way too long. That's the reason why I just built it a bit bigger, to collect all the items in the water collection system. Very important rule, never set the random tick speed too high. It's now set to 1000 and it's already lagging a lot. So you see how many items here are? This is random tick speed 1000. Way too fast. That slab's in the way. Just gonna remove it now. And you see how many items here are? Oh wow, I can't collect them. That's interesting. That hopper is stuck. I think the game is somehow crashed, nearly. Just gonna push it now out with some blocks. Oh, it somehow goes Cactus. This is just super weird. So, never set the random tick speed to 1000 or just much higher. I mean, it's just stupid here with all this. It's just so stupid. It's way too many. I have another hint for survival mode. So if you would have something like this, like you have your water stream where where the cacti come out, you just have to have at the end a block gap, and then you have your 2 blocks. But what is special about these 2 blocks is if you throw in some cacti in here, in the water items collection, they slide over the first one to the second one. And that's really useful. So you can make a cactus farm that produces 2 things in one. So the first output, the first hopper, is for collecting those for the cacti. But the second one, you could just now put a composter, you just put it down here. And then you can put here a storage for bone meal. And it's made so that if the first hopper that just collects them is full, the second one is going to be filled. So you can, so it's super simple to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just gonna throw out a few, and they should be collected now. Yeah, it's if you build it this high, it's not working 100%, and also it depends on how long the water stream is. But you see already the first hopper is full, and the second one is now composting all the time and producing bone meal. Isn't this really cool? And it's super simple. I've also built it in survival mode like this. It's so simple. And it's just the best version because the first hopper collects the items in the air. And the second one collects the items that land on top of it. But if they are collected in the air, they would never reach the second hopper. And in my survival world, I have somehow it's that they land at the edge of the first hopper, somewhere here about. And then they slide over to the second hopper, so it's just the simplest way to collect both. And you could also just attach here some extra storage, and activate it with a lever here, this hopper. So like this. Now you collect cacti, and now you collect bone meal. It's just the simplest switch for doing that. So now bone meal is collected. And now you collect the cacti as an item. Isn't this super cool? And also, if you collect too much of them, they are automatically the overflow lands on the second hopper to produce bone meal, and that's just so cool. And if you have issues that there are way too many items, you have to somehow put on top of the second hopper a water stream to get it over more hoppers. If you have too many at once. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like this video, write a comment down below, or subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.